Clients don't reach out to companies anymore. They start by eliminating them from a list. You need to be on that shortlist to get better leads. Welcome back to another episode of CREview. I'm Josh. I'm here with Dill. Today we're talking about how to get better leads in commercial real estate.
How to get better qualified leads. The buyers are just way more independent now. So your buyer is so independent that they don't want to talk to sales early in the process. They are going to self-educate as much as they can, especially if it's a big decision. It's going to cost a lot of money. It makes sense, right? Like, you've got all of this information and it's easier now. People used to have a list of companies that they would find based on what service they need. They would call them up and be like, do you guys do this? I need help with it. They'd set up a demo, a meeting, whatever, and they'd go from there based on a few companies that they had narrowed it down to. Now they have a list already, and then they just start eliminating you from that list based on their own research.
Why do they have this list already?
They have this list already because they have all the information that they could ever want on what they need. They basically narrow down a list to 3 to 5 firms. And they do this in what we've dubbed the invisible journey. And we call it it's this quiet research phase where it's very difficult for us to track them with ads, etc. They're doing it on their own. They're using AI, they're using YouTube, they're using AEO, GEO, Google, etc. And if you're not on that list, you're not in the deal at all anymore. And this is what we call consideration.
And in order to be compared, you have to have all your relevant information available, which is another.
And that's what we're going to talk about. There are 5 things in order to be on that short list.
All right. So first thing, what do firms need to do to get considered?
You need to say what you do so that people can remember it quite easily. Be very clear about this is what we do. This is how we help. This is who it's for. And you need to be able to do it in a very short amount of time because people are going through a lot of information. And if you're not saying the things that they need to hear in a very clear way, they're gone. Just say what you do. Like, we help X to do this so that the outcome is this. Because then people are like, okay, that's not what I need. Or yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. The user experience and the user journey when someone gets to your website or whatever it is, it needs to be easy for them to understand. Like you don't want someone to get there and be like, what do you guys do? I know that's like a bad example. I'm going to read it so I don't get it wrong. But like, we offer innovative real estate solutions. That's so broad.
Yeah, vague.
Like what? Like lease, investment sales? Yeah. A much more clear message when someone gets to a landing page or sees a piece of content is we help retail owners lease faster by targeting the right tenants with data. So that would be for a brokerage, or, we help landlords fill vacancies faster and win stronger tenants in the Boston area. That's very specific. You know exactly what you're going to get. If you're in the tech space, we help leasing teams cut admin time down and make faster leasing decisions. So it makes sense. Everyone knows what they're there to do. So say what you do so people can remember it, and so that AI can cite you and remember you as well, and make it very easy for the machines to pull that information when people are asking in their little GPT.
Basically, think of Boris Johnson saying GPT.
Do you use AI? Absolutely. Do you use ChatGPT? Do you love ChatGPT? I love ChatGPT. I love it.
So what is the second thing that helps you get considered?
Number 2, prove it with real examples. You want to give proof to people that you can actually do this thing.
We 10x your revenue. Like, that's ambitious. Like, cool, sure.
Cool.
Oh, well, 5 people that we've done that to. Yeah. We've helped them do that.
Exactly. People don't trust brands and companies. You can lie on your website.
Yeah.
So you're going to help yourself get onto that short list by showing real examples. It can be a testimonial video. It can be basic write-up, a case study, whatever it is.
So what are mistakes people make with case studies?
Any testimonial case study, you don't want to be fluffy. Don't fluff it up. It must be accurate as much as possible. And don't leave out the hard parts. I think a lot of people leave out the part that's like, what was broken? How did you fix it? What was the outcome of that? Like if you've done that for clients in the past, talk about it, put the results out there, get consent from them to put that on your website.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, we helped these guys lease the space in this amount of time for this cost based on their budgets. Like, put the numbers really help. It gives people context.
People love a number.
People love a number.
And I think also just to keep in mind that the person that's going to read that testimonial is going to have a problem themselves and be like, oh, that problem is similar to what they solved.
Yes.
So
Can
therefore,
you do this for my situation? That's what they want to see. So yeah, really like show that proof as much as you can.
So the third thing, where do commercial real estate firms need to show up to be considered?
So you want to show up where people are able to trust, right? I don't use my hands too much.
No.
That's trust, right?
That's where you want to be.
That's trust.
That's the trust circle.
There's your trust.
Okay, circle of trust.
Be in there. Get in there.
Nice.
You want to be in places where people trust. So whatever that channel is, it's not necessarily always social media. I think there's a lot of crap on social media. Could be a website, but a lot of times a website it's obviously very much from the brand, so you can't always trust it.
Yeah.
So try and be in places where they're going to trust. They might trust publications, so if they're reading Real Deal, BizNow, CREtech, all of those places where they're getting their information based on who your audience is, you should have a little bit of insight into that.
I imagine more is more as well. So multiple, say you're in publications or articles.
Not always easy because it's expensive and it's hard to do that. PR is not easy in this industry. But yeah, sometimes it's important to throw some dollar down or whatever. Because those are the places where they're going to trust the industry newsletters, conferences, where they can speak to you in person, face to face. That's always, easier to trust people when you see them, the people that run the company. A lot of the time you just see these mindless corporations. You don't even, how can I trust you, right?
Yeah. I think also just putting your personality out there and, again, it's that like not trying to be fluffy and, if you like, show your company's personality, the people in it, and speak to the problems and how your service offers solutions and all those things and how you've done it before and over, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, and you are actually speaking from a genuine place, then that should convey quite nicely. And a big thing is that in commercial real estate, trust and reputation is, I would say, almost everything. It's built on that, and everyone is trying to
build on these relationships. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And in order to have long-term relationships, you need to have things like trust and a good reputation.
What I always say?
Trust equals sales.
There we go.
So what is the fourth thing that companies need to do?
Make it really easy to research you. We kind of touched on this in the beginning, but make it as easy for people and the machines, AI, to research you and get all the information that they need. So this is where a lot of firms might lose that shortlisting, because buyers will land on their site or their LinkedIn or whatever, and they still actually can't tell what it is that you do, who it's for, and why they should trust you. So you want to make all of these things that we've spoken about really easy to gather that information. And it's like the 60-second test. Like that's the idea. It's like what you do, proof that you've done it, what makes you the right fit. And you want to be able to get your audience to understand that in a minute, because that's all the time you've got. Like if they need to like go and hunt for things, and like they're kind of like they're bouncing, they're off your website, they're gone, they're onto the next person on the list that they've created, and you've just been eliminated. So
what are some quick fixes to solve this problem?
Yeah, so website's a huge one, because that's where people are going to go if you're on a list.
That's your home base.
That's your home base. AI is going to pull from that, if they need to find out specifics about you. So on that homepage, the clearest information needs to be above that fold. And basically what that means, if everyone's unsure what the fold is, it's essentially before someone has to start scrolling on your page. So as they land there, that information, whether it's on that screen or that screen needs the folders at the bottom. So your clearest information needs to be there, and that needs to make the impact. So then like 2 to 3 like really good proof points, testimonials. You can have logos there of the companies that you work with. Don't hide them. Don't make it hard to find them. LinkedIn, like good headlines, like basic, like
Clear, concise.
clear copy,
Yeah.
consistent, like,
Messaging.
So you want to basically make that research path as frictionless as possible. As soon as things start getting complicated, say goodbye to the shortlist.
So the fifth thing, how do you stay top of mind?
Stay visible all the time, all year. You got to stay visible. And I know it sounds like, oh gosh, how do we,
always on. How do I be always on? Yeah.
Always on. But basically, consistency beats intense bursts.
Okay. So it's a marathon, not a sprint.
You want to be consistently seen in your target audience's eyes. Shortlist brands, they feel familiar to people because they are constantly showing up. So you may not ever have worked with a company before, but when you need to use that service, if you've pretty consistently seen them in different places where, different touch points, different trust sources, social media, on different websites through display ads, if you're consistently feeding your audience with that content, you will feel familiar to them. There will be a familiarity there, which is very good for you.
Yeah.
You want that.
It's kind of like, and here's another weird example of mine, but it's kind of like someone on Instagram that you follow, that follows you. You've never met them, but you feel like you know them.
Yeah. And then when you see them in real life, you're like, whoa, this is kind of weird. They're not famous.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing them, and it's a weird feeling. And that's kind of what you want to do.
So what does being consistent look like for a commercial real estate firm?
It's not like you have to be doing a million things all the time, every day. It's a weekly insight. It's like a monthly report. It's a quarterly campaign that you're running for 3 months that just kind of runs on its own. It could be a webinar that you do every now and then. So it's basically, the point is like, you just want people to see that there are signs of life there consistently. It doesn't have to be shoving shit down their throat every day, a million emails, 45 different campaigns on every single social network that's, they're seeing 9 times a day for 30 seconds every time. It's not Monday.com. It doesn't need to be that, even though that does work. Just be visible. Be visible year round. Be constantly showing up. You'll know. There'll be signs.
To summarize all of this, what is a quick little checklist that our viewers can use to make sure that they're doing all of this?
So what you want to look for, so put yourself in the buyer's shoes, your customer's shoes. Is there a clear one-liner of what you do, who you do it for? Do you have proof? Do you have examples? Are there trust signals? So do you have, mentions from partners? Are you on any publications? Have you got any reviews? Do you have testimonials, logos, etc.? So you want to have those trust signals. And is it a very easy research path? Is it easy to understand what you do? Is it easy to find information on what your company does?
Do you have to go to the bottom of the About page, or can you see it?
Can you see it pinned
on
to
the
your LinkedIn profile? Can you see it above the fold on your website? And then consistency. So just having that recent activity always, every week have a little bit of content going out. Look at the previous podcast that we did around algorithms and the type of content you want to be creating, but doing it fairly consistently is really good. It's 5 things, but the thing is, if you're missing 2 or 3 of these things, you're not on the shortlist. You're not making that shortlist. And that's how cutthroat it is these days.
How are you being eliminated?
Are you being eliminated?
Are you the weakest link?
Goodbye. So leads are downstream. Consideration is upstream. So I used to do a lot of fly fishing, and I knew the fish was here behind this rock. Okay. But I couldn't just put my fly right on top of it, because that's not how they feed.
Mm.
I have to throw my fly further up the stream and let that fly run past that fish, because that's how they feed. They come out and take it. Okay. So all of the consideration is being done upstream to get the action downstream. So that's like a nice way of thinking of it. Like, if you don't do the work in the consideration phase to make the shortlist, the action is not going to be taken. You're going to get really, bad leads and small fish.
That's a wrap for this episode. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.